out there, thank you so much for being patient with us. Oh my God, I was about to go through my whole drag queen spiel and I can't say that out in public anymore. If you know, we were having technical difficulties today, but we managed to make it through. Thank you so much for coming out today. Thank you guys for being here. We appreciate you bearing with us through this time as we get ready to begin our bid here at the Capitol for people to respect trans lives. Far too often, we are pushed wayside and to the backside until we're needed or necessary within each and every community to fight for rights. And today we come together as our own community in unity with the other parts of the LGBTQIA plus community, because we are a full community. We are a loving community, we are an accepting community, and together we present to you this. Each of the individuals behind me represent a different one of those letters, or a different part, or a different intersectionality of those letters. We're here today to show you that we exist, and all we ask for is acceptance, respect, and for you to acknowledge our visibility here at this time. I started this along with other trans leaders because the state of Florida has gone too far with its legislative pursuit against the transgender community. It has become too easy for them to point a finger and dismantle the lives that we have built over the past centuries. We've been around for forever, but lately, specifically speaking to the past 50 years, we have worked in tandem with the rest of the world to provide ourselves with the acknowledgeability that we exist, with the belief that we deserve freedoms and equality as well as equity, and under the understanding that at the end of the day, we're all human. And so I want everyone here to understand that and acknowledge that, and I want to make sure that you hear the voices of not only the trans community organizers from all over the state of Florida. We've got Jacksonville in the house. We've got Tampa and St. Pete in the house. I believe there's a few people that traveled all the way from Miami and Fort Lauderdale. We also have West Palm Beach. Sorry, I can't forget the Palm Beach people. Yes, West Palm Beach. And we even had a bus of people come all the way from Lakeland. And last but not least, the mouse made the trek to join us. Orlando, Florida's in the house. We are just a few of the major cities that showed up today, but there are a lot smaller ones who sent their love and support and helped us get here today. We had huge organizations like the ACLU, HRC, and our number one supporter, Equality Florida, who every time I came to them with a different obstacle that I faced over the past 3 weeks to put this together, they didn't ask me questions, they just stood up and said, we know how to handle that. And they got it done, and they made it so that we could be here today. So I want to thank them personally. Today I stand before you as a trans woman in the community who no longer can sit on the sidelines and give prayers and hopes. I stand as somebody who's taking action and standing before you, making this trek daily, weekly, and now yearly. This is my second time in 1 year that I've been here to fight for rights of the people that I love and care for the people who can't fight for themselves, for the fetuses you think need your help right now, for the people who are gonna be us in the future. Because baby, the straights make the gays, it's not the other way around. We just take care of your children. We honor them and we respect them and we see them as they are, and we help them become the beautiful human beings that they want to be and know they are from within. That is who you see standing on the steps behind us. This is what freedom looks like. So, without further ado, because I have some very, very important people here in the house, real quick shout out to Angie Nixon, who after my legislative session last year as a volunteer, reached out to me personally and got me involved in some of her initiatives via the phone. She said, hey, look, I think you'd be great. Here's some Zoom links, hop on, tell me what you think. And I have been running, following her ever since. I absolutely love and adore you. Thank you so much. It means the world that I get to see you here today. I'm actually gonna skip to my first representative that I see here, standing here. She came here, and actually last year I got to speak in front of the Democratic caucus because of her. I got to do it again yesterday because of her. And she has played a huge role in my pursuit of political knowledge. So please welcome, without further ado, the wonderful Fentrice Driskell from Tampa, Florida. Thank you so much. I see you here.
Thank you so much. How y'all doing today? so beautiful. I walked up and I couldn't help but think about every day in the chamber, in the legislature. I serve in the House. As was mentioned, I get to be minority leader in the House, and every day we say the pledge before we start. And the end of the pledge, we all know it, right? With liberty and justice for all. With liberty and justice for all. With liberty and justice for all. And that is why we fight. In the Florida House Democratic Caucus, we fight for everyone's freedom to be healthy, prosperous, and safe. And I fundamentally believe that none of us are free until all of us are free. And I actually, Angelique, if you remember, we met in Tampa, I think. It was during the Pride festivities. And we met, and I was so taken aback by Angelique. Not only her beauty and her intellect, but I saw something in her, her passion and her drive. And I don't believe that it's any accident that she has been called forward to be the leader that we need at this time, to make sure that these issues are on all of our minds, not just some of our minds. Because let me tell you, and I'm so proud of you for coming from all across the state to be here. And y'all are so sweet. At different communities were called out, but everybody would clap, so I couldn't tell where you were from. Now, I happen to represent a district in Tampa Bay, but I'm from Polk County. Yes, originally from Polk County. And I want to see every corner of this state be free. And I want you to remember something. We are in an election year right now. We are in an election year right now. The bad bills, the waves of bad bills that have been coming from the extremists in the Tallahassee legislature, we know it will not stop. We know that our energy cannot stop. This same energy that we feel today, we must carry this forward until November of this year and make sure that our people vote. That is the only way to change things. That is how we will change things. We must make sure that everyone we know is registered to vote. We must make sure that they're also registered to vote by mail. I know this isn't the sexy stuff, but this is how we win. We just did it and flipped a House District 35 in Orlando. And we took that district from a deficit for Democrats for vote by mail to a positive, and we made sure that we turned out our people, and that is how we won. And when we vote, we win. So I want to thank you. I want you to know that my caucus and I will always fight for you. You got Rep. Nixon, she ready to fight, ready, set, okay? She stays ready, set. We will always fight for you. We love you. Thank you for being here. The work is only begun.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Give it one more time for Representative Driskell for taking her time. And her amazing aide, Jordy, who helped me. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Coming to the stage next, do I have any of my other representatives here yet? No? No? Okay, so then I want to take the time to introduce the voice, the person who was screaming and chanting and yelling for you guys. Oh, screaming and chanting and yelling for you guys. That's why you got to have two. Always be ready. This individual is in Tampa, Florida, and they work specifically with Trans United and Elevation. They are an absolute dream to follow and work. They have the voice, one of the biggest voices I've ever seen and heard. If I could have Barbie please come to the stand to be our first trans representative. Barbie Mugler. Oh, sorry, baby.
I'm right here. Good morning, everybody. Happy Black History Month. My name is Jasmine Prosper, also known as Barbie Miyake Mugler. I serve as the Executive Director of Trans United in Elevation and Trans Safety Protection Project. Today, I'm here to address the concerning rise of trans erasure bills that are permeating our nation. Currently, there are 496 anti-transgender bills undergoing review in 41 states. It is imperative to bring attention to these legislative actions. To the authorities and the powers that be, I stand before you today introducing myself with conviction as I assert my existence. It is vital to understand that one's identity cannot be erased by denying the right to self-identify. As a resident of Florida, I advocate for the recognition of my rights as I would any other resident, ensuring the safety and security of all individuals, especially transgender individuals in this country, is a fundamental necessity. Individuals who identify as transgender frequently undergo and encounter discrimination, harassment, and other forms of violence solely due to their gender identity. It is crucial to acknowledge and address these challenges, to foster a society where every individual is treated with dignity and respect.
Right.
Denying individuals like me basic fundamental rights such as access to adequate health care, job opportunities, and identification that aligns with my current presentation is similar to the historic injustice of denying my ancestors their validation and recognition as complete individuals. People like me not too long ago, despite being a person, was identified as 3/5 a person. Despite being living, breathing human beings, just like anyone else of that era, they were unfairly devalued, much like we are today. Declaring a person to be less than human is a despicable act. You should be ashamed of yourself. I'm committed to championing fair and equal rights for all citizens, particularly those who are the most marginalized in our country. I urge lawmakers and government bodies to prioritize the efforts towards inclusivity and fairness rather than focusing on legislation that undermines transgender individuals and distort historical truths to fit your fragile white egos. Before I leave you today, I want to highlight some important points. First, to address those who are supporting the anti-transgender bills, it is crucial that I emphasize that our presence does not hinder or infringe on your existence. Second, more rights for us does not mean less rights for you. Third, tolerance is not the replacement for acceptance. Fourth, what already exists cannot be erased. Take us off the extinction list. I said, take us off the extinction list. And lastly, change is an inevitable part of encompassing life, languages, culture, presentation, and leadership. No matter how hard you try to erase this from your precious white sheet, no matter how far you try to wash us out, no matter how much you try to get rid of us, the precious stain cannot be erased. I say, in the words of Maya Angelou, still, I rise.
Thank you so much, Brother Mugler, Tampa, Florida, for being Trans United in Elevation. Coming up next, we have Orlando's own, the very wonderful Anna Eskamani. I've never been on these stairs and not had you here. I love it. Thank you for staying consistent.
Oh my gosh, how's it going, everyone? Woo! I am so excited to be here. The power, I can feel it in the wind. Like, this is amazing. My name is Anna Eskamani. I'm a state representative serving the City Beautiful and District 42 here in the city. I love you too, honey. And let me tell y'all, I am sick and tired of this bullshit. There's no other way to say it. There's no other way to say it. I was just having an argument with one of my colleagues who told me that he's okay with same-sex marriage, but we shouldn't normalize it. Oh, okay. Is it the 1940s? Like, what is going on in the Florida Capitol? And to that point, can we make sure that his opinion is not normalized or legalized? My God, we should be moving forward as a state, not going backwards. And I am so honored each and every day to be an out loud advocate for the LGBTQ plus community and to not just be an ally, but to be an accomplice. Which means that if we gotta go to jail together or if I gotta bail you out, I'll be there. And I'm not just talking shit. I actually was at the county jail twice last session to get people out. If you need me there again, I will do it. I will so do it. Because we have to ensure that we are fighting back and pushing back against the onslaught of anti-LGBTQ plus rhetoric and legislation. And I say rhetoric because words matter. When we see what just happened to Next in Oklahoma, we have to honor them through action. And we have to ensure that no other child is bullied for being who they are, is beaten for being who they are, who loses their life for just being their authentic self. When we see domestic terrorists like libs of TikTok continue to spread hate, continue to attack teachers who are just trying to build inclusive environments, we can't pretend like that is normal behavior. This country was built on freedom. The freedom to be who you are, to love who you want to love, to reach your fullest potential. Governor Ron DeSantis likes to say that Florida is a free state. Free for who?
Free for him, right?
Free for people that look like you, who love like you. It should be free for every person. And let me tell y'all, it's not just an issue of equality. It's also an issue of economics. If we want to attract talent to this state, then we have to be welcoming to every type of family. If we want to ensure that our universities have the best researchers, we need to ensure that their families are safe in Florida. If we want to support our small businesses, then let them have drag shows. Let them ensure that they're reflecting the diversity of their community. Now, I know we come here on the precipice of a really bad bill being heard on the House floor. Tomorrow, we will hear House Bill 1639, the trans eraser legislation. Let us live. We are working to fight back against this bill, but I have to tell y'all, on the way over here, Kathleen Pasadomo, the Senate president, was doing a press conference, and she literally said that she does not see that bill coming to the Senate floor. Now, what does that mean for us, right? That means that we won this fight, but it's not over till it's over. Anything can happen in this Capitol until Sine die. So I'm going to encourage everyone here to keep the pressure up. Keep the pressure up. Share your stories. Help break the stigma and the misunderstanding of what it means to be trans and what it means to be non-binary. Stories are a powerful tool for social change. The far right is taking advantage of the fact that many people don't understand what it's like to be trans. But they do know what it's like to be different. And so use your story as a connector. And if there's any parents, I know there's parents with us, I want to say thank you for being supportive parents. Truly. Some of the most powerful stories in committee are from parents who say, hands off my kids. Because my parents' rights matter too. And so, please, let's send the Senate a message that these bills are too extreme for Florida, that you don't want to hear these bills this year, next year, or any year after that. Let's support our lawyers who are in the courts fighting against these bad bills that become law. Support folks like Simone Chris and others who are leading the charge in litigation. Help bring books back to our schools that are diverse. And support free libraries, support your public libraries. Let's ensure that these stories, and again, stories are important. If they weren't important, why would they try to erase them, right? Like, let's be real, story and history matters. And so I hope y'all, I know things are heavy, but I hope you find a little bit of hope in the fact that we are fighting back, that we are winning these fights, that voters across America are rejecting this extreme agenda, and that here in Florida, we are united as one. Thank you, y'all. Love you.
Thank you so much, Rep. Eskamani. Appreciate you. And thank you for helping us out today. You were a big proponent of that. Thank you. Without you and your aid, we would not have had this today. So thank you. Love you. Keeping this ball rolling, moving right along, we're going to bring out our senator of the hour. We have from District 34, Miami Gardens, Senator Chev Jones.
What's up, y'all? Listen, I gotta bring you back up here because you got to help me with something really quick. I love y'all. Listen, I'm gonna see how many organizers I have here. I believe. I believe. I believe that. I believe that. I believe that we will win. 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 Clap it up, clap it up, clap it up. I had to call my friend back up here. Let me tell y'all why. And I mean this, because the word accomplices mean more than just showing up, and she said that. It does mean making sure that you are going to foxhole with somebody. And this is somebody who we all would go into foxhole with. Her name is Eskamani. So I'm honored to even have this opportunity to stand with you all today. And before I even get started, I want to share with all of you the importance of us showing up to this building. Senator Pasadomo, President Pasadomo, she just made a very good statement to make it clear that in the Senate, we will not see the light of day of hateful legislation that they're doing over in the House. And that's something to celebrate. But I want to also share with you all the importance of having a seat at the table, because you all know the old saying that if you're not at the table, then you're on the menu. And I'm happy to have the opportunity to sit in the Senate and to continue to bring it up to make it clear that the LGBTQ issue, the LGBTQ community will no longer continue to be the punching bag of the Florida legislature. Because 22 million people live here in this state. That includes everybody. 22 million people live in this state. That includes children, trans, gay, straight, black, white, Hispanic, and we deserve to be respected. But I also want to pause for a few minutes because there's some names I want to call out. Because I think we tend to forget that how dangerous it is for hateful legislation that has happened in this state and across this country, and individuals who have lost their lives because of the hateful legislation. People like London Price, people like Lisa Love, Janetta Johnson, Dominic Dupree, China Long, Yoko, Sherlyn Marjorie, Kylie Monell, Louis Angel Diaz Castro, Thomas Tom Tom Robertson, Devani J. Ray Johnson, Jacob Williamson, Chanel Perez Ortiz, Asia Davis, Banco Brown, Rashida Coco Dadal Williams, Ashley Burton, Tasaya Saya Woodland, Torgina, Cachet Henderson, Mari Farr, Jasmine Star Mike, Unique Banks, and the list go on and on and on. I want you to see who we are. And we have to continue to say their names, because yesterday it was them, but any day it could be anybody in this crowd today. Hateful legislation that is going across this state and that is going across this country. We need people to continue to show up, and we need to make sure they see us for who we are. And let me tell you all how proud I am of you all. I'm proud of the strength that you all carry when you all show up to this building. I'm proud of the strength that you all show when you bring your voices and let it be known that, damn it, I'm here and I'm not going no damn where. I'm proud of your voices that you all continue to raise. And I know sometimes it feels like a losing battle, but let me tell you how we win. We win when we don't give up. We win when we show up to the fight. We win when they see us for who we are. We win when we let them know that I'm here, I'm queer, and I'm not going nowhere. I'll end with this. Angelique, I appreciate you for your love that you are doing at Equality Florida, and I give Equality Florida a shout out today. But I want to make one thing clear. The last way that we are going to make it clear and show them that we're not afraid to continue to show up, I need y'all to start running for office. I want you all to know that you belong here too. And while they're trying to erase us for who we are, our next box to check off is that we're going to take some of these seats. Because I believe that we will win. I believe that we will win. I believe that we will win.
Thank you so very much, Chev Jones. We appreciate it. Thank you, Senator Jones. Give it one more time for Senator Jones, everybody. Oh, hold on. Give this, will you hand this to Senator Jones? Sorry, I'll talk for 1 second. Just to let everybody know, I'm pretty sure everybody's been asking the question about where we came up with the name for the Let Us Live March. And I wanted to make it very clear that a few weeks ago, when this bill was heard for the second time in committee, there were a few warriors at the table who asked tough questions. And when it came down to giving final comments on why they would or wouldn't vote for the bill, it was Rep. Woodson who said to the bill proponent, she said, let them be. She said, you don't know how they come to be, so just let them be. If you can't expose how they came to be and why they do what they do and become who they are, if you can't do that when they're young or older, then you should just let them be. And it was in that moment that it hit my chest, and I was like, just let us live. Just let us live our lives, just let us be our own selves. And one group that I can always count on to let me be me, whether it's out here in these streets or in the courtroom or in my hometown, my new hometown, Pensacola, Florida, it's Equality Florida. And today, I have the esteemed honor of bringing one of my very good friends to the table to speak. He is an amazing advocate for us on our policy team. Please welcome him to the counter, Quinn Diaz.
Thank you, Angelique. Standing among this crowd of beautiful, strong, and determined trans and non-binary Floridians and our allies and accomplices, fighting together for our right to live the lives we've long dreamed of and to be seen and respected as just who we are is exactly the salve I've needed. Thank you. Thank you all for joining us today here in Tallahassee with just 8 days left in the 2024 legislative session to tell legislators that enough is enough, that the attacks on trans people in Florida must come to an end. My name is Quinn Diaz. I'm the Public Policy Associate at Equality Florida. On the heels of this legislature's sweeping assault last year on LGBTQ freedoms, we began this session staring down a second consecutive year with more than 20 anti-LGBTQ bills filed. The most egregious, of course, specifically targeting our trans community. Our bodies and senses of self have become battlegrounds for political gain and community division, fueled by lies and hypocrisy. Politicians, pundits, and the droves they incite through fear-mongering, hate, and bigotry now feel they have authority over our bodies and our lives. They manipulate religion and morality to serve prejudicial, unconstitutional ends. And despite the endorsement of every major medical association nationwide on the life-saving benefits of gender-affirming care, settled medical opinion is construed as experimental. These bills are fueled by the sinister and fallacious belief that trans people do not exist, but that the government exists to be weaponized, to strip away our rights, to erode our dignity, and to exclude us from public life. But what we know is that trans people have always and will always exist. Today, with just 8 days left in the legislative session, all but 4 of the 20-plus anti-LGBTQ bills filed in January have stalled or have been neutralized. That is because of you, because of your commitment to standing up for what is right and for what is just. It is clear that the fever is breaking, that their grip is loosening. And yet, one of this session's biggest threats to our safety and to our ability to participate fully in public life will be on the House floor for a full vote tomorrow. The sponsor of the trans erasure bill has the audacity to call HB 1639 the Clarity and Compassion Bill. But let us be clear. The only clarity this bill provides is its lack of compassion for trans Floridians like us and its intent to escalate state discrimination and cruelty against a demographic that makes up just 0.66% of Florida's population, harming all Floridians along the way. This bill would require every health insurance company in Florida to cover the dangerous practice of conversion therapy. It would make It would make already severely restricted care more scarce and more expensive, and it would increase insurance costs for every Floridian during a crisis of costs this legislature has no will to address. This bill would deny accurate identity documents to trans Floridians, which undermines U.S. Supreme Court protections and could render Florida out of compliance with the Federal Real ID Act, which would prohibit Floridians from using state-issued identity documents to board domestic flights beginning in 2025. We are being told that this bill's obvious content for trans Floridians delivers clarity and compassion. But let us be clear, there is nothing compassionate about continuing to strip freedoms away from Floridians. There is nothing compassionate about increasing health insurance costs. There is nothing compassionate about outing Floridians every time they need to show their ID. There is nothing compassionate about this bill. This bill is simply another attempt to trade bigotry for political expediency. Today, on the eve of the House vote on the trans erasure bill, we are here. We are here to tell legislators that there is no lawmaking about us without us. That if they are so determined to strip away our freedoms, then they will have to look us in the eye as they do it. Make no mistake, in time, these laws will be repealed and our rights and dignities will be restored. Until then, we must continue to show up. Show up to every fight where our rights are on the line. Show up here in Tallahassee to every room our existence is being debated in. And to show up to the polls on election day and to challenge these seats. It's time for our state legislators to undo the harm they've caused and to work for the good of this state. And if they won't, then we will. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Quinn. We appreciate you so very much. Really quick, before we continue on, I want to give a shout out to somebody who has helped us throughout our entire Pride at the Capitol experience the past few weeks. Please make some noise for Rita Harris, everybody. Thank you. She has been a welcome, open-armed woman for us every single time, every day. All the hours she stays with us late and makes sure that we're safe and okay inside the Capitol. So we thank you for all you do, both here and in Orlando. Thank you. Keeping this moving right along, I'm bringing up next. This girl is amazing. I have loved working with her for the past 3 weeks. She works with the Gender Advancement Project, and she also works with Ariana Center and a bunch of other different places. Her hands is in everybody's hat, but it's for the betterment. Please welcome Ashley Figueroa.
Hola y buenos días. Vamos a hablar español. We are going to get ready to talk some Spanish, okay? So, because everybody matters, right? Like we've heard. So, I'm going to say, déjanos vivir. I'm going to say déjanos, and you're going to say vivir, right? Vivir. Because that means let us live. So, let's go. Déjanos vivir. Déjanos vivir. Déjanos vivir. Thank you. Déjanos vivir. So as you heard, I'm Ashley Figueroa, and I have done advocacy in the past, but for the past 3 years, I have taken a little bit of a backseat, and I wasn't in the front lines. But after seeing what has happened within the last 2 years, I had no option but to come back out and fight alongside every single one of you. So I want to thank Angelique for including me. And I want to thank all of you for being here. I know some of you woke up really early and you made it here through buses, and for everyone who supported in your local areas as well with sponsorships and everything to make this all possible along with Equality Florida. I'm going to speak in Spanish, but I'm also going to say some of those things that I'm going to say in English because they're very, very important. So, uno podría preguntarse qué nos trae hoy a la capital de nuestro estado. La respuesta es bastante clara. Es nuestra libertad que está bajo amenaza por parte de los miembros de esa legislatura electa. Es evidente que la legislatura quiere restringir nuestra libertad personal a través del lenguaje del proyecto de ley 1639, entre muchos otros. En los 1700, este país fue fundado por personas que buscaban una vida mejor después de huir de sus gobernantes opresivos. Los Estados Unidos de América ha sobrevivido más de 200 años basándose en un principio fundamental, libertad, which is freedom. Se han liberado y ganado guerras para protegerla. La libertad es nuestra tarjeta de presentación conocida en todo el mundo. Estas nuevas leyes y propuestas están dirigidas directamente a nuestra población transgénero para eliminar nuestras libertades personales. Existe un patrón vergonzoso de disminución de nuestros derechos personales para obtener beneficios políticos. La razón por la cual estamos aquí reunidos es para adaptar una postura contra la violación de nuestros derechos humanos. So I just say that the reason why we are here today is because we're taking a stand against these actions that are violating our basic human rights. Continuaremos intentando invalidar nuestra existencia con la esperanza de que ajustemos nuestras vidas a sus estándares y patrones. Pero hay una cosa que es clara y es que nosotros vamos a seguir y hemos dejado muy claro, nuestra autenticidad no está sujeta a compromisos. We have made something very, very clear, and it is that our identities and our lives are not up for compromise. Seguiremos viviendo como nosotros mismos y seguiremos luchando por nuestros derechos, como muchas minorías en la historia ha hecho. Esta es nuestra comunidad, una comunidad no solo de personas con experiencia transgénero, sino futuros legisladores estatales. Estos eventos son importantes y atraen atención, pero escúchenme cuando les digo que debemos tomar más acciones. Otras acciones que incluyen postularse para cargos públicos para derrocar a legisladores que están muy concentrados en introducir legislaciones anti-trans. Ya tenemos suficiente, estamos cansados de que nuestras libertades estén en el punto de mira mientras esos legisladores cuentan de esos votos extra en las urnas. Esto es una representación vergonzosa de nuestro país. Debemos unirnos en esta lucha y vencernos. So let's take a moment to look around us one more time. This is our community. A community of not only individuals of transgender experience, but allies and even future state legislators. These events are important and garner attention, but please hear me when I tell you that we must take further action. Further action that includes running for office to unseat legislators who are hyper-focused on introducing more anti-trans bills. We've had enough. And amongst us here today, we have individuals who are going to be our next legislators. We are tired of our freedoms being placed in their crosshairs as these lawmakers count their handful of extra votes at the ballot box. It's a shameful representation for our country, and we must unite in the fight in order for us to prevail. Thank you y gracias.
Thank you so much, Ashley. We love that. Lastly, but definitely not least, we're finishing off with a bang. I absolutely adore this woman. She's with us last year for the Drag March, and we got her back this year. The leader for a very special organization located in, not Gainesville. I was gonna say it's not Jacksonville. Even though you, it's both? Oh, okay, I was gonna say, this person actually went ahead and took a car full of people to Jacksonville so that they could ride the bus here from Jacksonville in unison, which we love her for that. Please welcome none other than Regina Livingston.
I'm sad to be here in this same space, yet again, talking about the same thing. Because my whole life, I've lived just like what we're going through now, it's been my whole life. As a black, gay child growing up into a vivacious, beautiful, strong, black trans woman, and me not being able to enjoy my equal rights, enjoy my freedom, enjoy being who I am. There is no reason I should have to stand here. There is no reason I should have to stand here and tell you all that our children deserve to be saved. There's no reason I should be standing here telling you that we deserve our civil rights. America is supposed to be the home of the brave and the free. Where is freedom? No one's free until we're all free. Trans rights are human rights. Every individual deserves to live authentically and without fear of discrimination or violence. Trans rights isn't just about tolerance. It's about embracing diversity. Creating a world where everyone can thrive. By advocating for trans rights, we promote equality, dignity, and respect for all people, regardless of their gender, identity, sex, creed. We deserve to be. And that's all. We just want to live. So the bottom line is we need to vote. We need to get out there and vote. Divided we stand. United we stand. Divided we fall. And y'all, you know, we've been announcing all these people here, all these different amazing individuals. I just want to take a moment to announce the amazing icon, Miss Janetta Johnson, who's locally from here. She's from here, and so she works abroad doing the work. Even from California, she still works for Florida. So please give her a round of applause. Ladies and gentlemen, we gotta take a stand. We gotta take a stand. It's a shame that when we had that drag march, do you realize how many trans individuals came out here and stood? It's a shame that they are not standing the same drag community that we stood for. Do you see how light this audience is? This is a mess. But you know what? The next big thing, the trans community are going to be right there on the front lines once again, as always. Y'all better remember, freedom is golden. If we don't wake up and stand up and do something about it now, we're going to be lost. Stand up. Fight.
Alrighty, and I didn't realize the legend had actually made it and had arrived. She was supposed to speak, but I had thought she didn't make it. So lastly, to close us out, just another 3 to 5 minutes, if y'all would, just hold on tight, hold your bladders. Please welcome to the stage the amazing Janetta Johnson.
Thank you, everybody. Yes, my name is Janetta Johnson, and I'm born and raised in Tampa, Florida. And I live and work bi-coastal. I am the CEO of Transgender, Gender Variant, Intersex Justice Project, which is located in San Francisco, California. And it has always been my goal, because I had to leave Florida in order to make the necessary changes that I needed to make and to create the sustainability that I need as a Black trans woman who struggled with a lot of adversities that made it feel almost impossible for me to grow into the wonderful and beautiful Black trans woman that I am. And it has taken some years to really detox from Florida because of the laws and the legislation and the anti-Blackness, anti-transness, and all the things that prevents us from living in our truth and living in our full identity and our full self-love and care for ourselves. And I just wanted to say that I have one question for Ron DeSantis. And I want to know, what is your obsession with what's between our legs? What is your obsession? Talk to your therapist or your wellness person, your mental health person. I really want to know, what is your obsession with trans people? anatomy.
Exactly.
What?
You better speak.
I want you to please explain to the American people, explain to people that live here in Florida, what is your obsession with what's between our legs? What happened? And I just say thank you everybody for the organizers who put this together. Thank you Regina, Barbie, Angelique, and just say we have to continue to show up and push back and fight back. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Janetta. We're so happy that you made the trek all the way here for us, and we're thankful to have you and your voice. Thank you to everybody that came out today. The party is not done. We're done with the speaking engagement, but we're going to go inside and raise a little hell. We're going to go inside. We've been on the wrong side of the Capitol building for too long, so we're going to go inside and have some fun. Please join us if you'd like to. In the meantime, thank you once again to all the social media and all the media people, personnel who came out. Thank you to all the people who stood on the lawn. And big thank you to everybody here today, because without you, this wouldn't be here. So thank you guys. We love you, and we'll see you guys inside the Capitol.